SANParks conserves the country's rich diversity of flora and fauna through a system of 21 national parks, including 3 World Heritage Sites and 10 marine protected areas. And to preserve and protect the country's biodiversity, SANParks has embarked on the Vision 2040 process. Now, following extensive consultations which resulted in the drafting of a strategic framework that will inform implementation, SANParks next week will hold the inaugural Vision 2040 Indaba in Gqeberha in the Eastern Cape. So to tell us more about this, we're joined virtually now by Pam Yako, who is the SANParks Board Chairperson. Ms. Yako, thanks so much for your time. Welcome to Morning Live.
Good morning to you and the viewers.
Ms. Yako, SANParks Vision 2040 Indaba being held, as I had just indicated, after extensive stakeholder consultations. So what are some of the discussions that were held?
Thank you very much. The Vision 2040 is about turning the corner. In turning the corner in terms of how we approach conservation, in terms of our conservation models, opening it up, and also ensure a little bit more inclusivity. So some of the discussions include how do we mainstream and get more people involved? How do we make sure that that we address the country's challenges with regard to unemployment and job creation? Doing that whilst we're conserving our natural and cultural heritage.
And I love that you say getting more people involved and you know, mainstreaming it in that way. So what are some of the initiatives that you are planning on implementing to get more South Africans, not just to understand, but to actually be involved in this conservation project?
Thank you very much. First point, earlier on you had that clip in the Kruger National Park. First issue is access. Our people must know that the parks are there, they are available for us, for them, because they're South Africans, to access and get them and be there and hold their events. And also some of the projects that we're dealing with, we have got a project with traditional healers with regard to medicinal plants. But we've also got other projects that include working with the private sector to see how we can get them to collaborate from conservation, and more importantly, also ensure that we've got tourism which is accessible.
And you know, as you're saying that, Ms. Yako, I'm literally just thinking about starting young, getting children to know, understand, love, and understand that they are part of this preservation project going forward. And just in terms of the free access to parks, while it's a wonderful idea, I'm just thinking, wouldn't it be fabulous if we could get more school children to go to our parks and just appreciate this beauty and understand the important role that they need to play? Because I find that when children understand things from a young age, it's easier to then get them to follow through as adults.
Yes, we run a program called Kids in Parks, which involves all of the schools, all of our parks, they've in some form or the other. The kids come into the park, they get educated about what we do, drive around, experience wildlife and fauna and flora, and also part of our cultural heritage. So that's the one program that we run. And your point about the earlier people understand us, we're also working very closely now to try and ensure that this is part of our mainstream curriculum.
And I am really appreciative of that, Ms. Yako. And then next week, you'll be holding this inaugural SANParks Vision 2040 Indaba. In terms of, you know, the work that's already been done, how far are you? What is likely to transpire next week?
Firstly, this has been a project that has been in production for a very long time. We were in 18 months consultation. People told us what they want to do and how they want to partner with us. So this Indaba is the first year on to say we've launched this in September last year. What have we done? which is to your question. We have consulted widely in terms of implementing projects. We are showing biodiversity informed projects, like whether people that are doing crafts, people that are doing exploring conservation models, different conservation models, SMMEs, did we forget? And also broader communities. So those are some of the things that we'll be showcasing. So there's a conferencing site, which is about talking about what is the next program for the next year, but there's also an exhibition where we show what we've done in the past year.
So for those who may not be able to make it to Gqeberha, who may not be able to participate next week, is there a way for members of the community around the country, business, academics, farmers, or any other stakeholder to still find a way to participate in Vision 2040?
Yes, thank you very much. I mean, you play a part as the national broadcaster in this regard as well. But we have our social media platforms, SANParks social media platforms that people can participate, and also, of course, by attendance. And our website is also another platform we can get inputs. The more inputs, and the merrier.
And just a question about the significance of hosting this inaugural event in Gqeberha.
It's an important area in terms of our biodiversity. It is rich in biodiversity. The kind of plant species that occur around the Eastern Cape and the broader Greater Addo National Park area. It's about 40 kilometers from our Addo National Park, which is home to Big Seven. And also the fact that the Eastern Cape has been challenged from a job creation point of view, and that we think that through the biodiversity economy, and we can start playing a part and contributing to reversing some of those challenges.
Which is so important. Ms. Pam Yako, thank you so much, and wishing you, well for that conference next week. And certainly, as you said, we have a part to play as SABC in making sure that everyone around South Africa is aware, and maybe they might see opportunities as to where they can get involved. Thank you so much, Pam Yako, as the SANParks Board Chairperson, talking to us about SANParks' Vision 2040. And this is a process, of course, and the inaugural Vision 2040 Indaba will be held next week from the 3rd to the 5th of September in Gqeberha in the Eastern Cape.